Hi guys, how you guys doing? Welcome to another episode. My name is Olabisi. Hi guys, I'm a tech leader, I'm a working mom, I'm a project professional, and thank you so much for your um feedback in previous videos. So in today's video, I'm sharing 5 soft skills that truly drives success in any project, especially when you're managing people, when you're managing deadlines, when you're managing change. These tips are very, very important. So first and foremost is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is very, very important. I mean, there have been times in the course of managing multiple projects where emotions can start to people's emotions can start getting in the way of the project, whether the vendor is delaying, team members are not meeting up to expectation, and this can cause like very tense meeting where reading the team's emotions can shift the tone of the project. That's it. But having good emotional quotient or emotional intelligence can help to save missed deadlines from being a broken relationship, because whether I like it or not, whether it's within your internal stakeholders, whether your senior management, or whether it is your team members or even the vendor, remember that it's better to be able to build bridge, to maintain relationship, and not fight anybody, in quotes. Tip number 2 is communication. So communication is very, very important. It's very, very pivotal, whether it is written communication, whether it is verbal communication. It's not just how you say things. It is not just what you say. Let me put it that way. It's not just what you say. It is how you say it, when you say it, and whom you say it. So having like how you communicate, especially maybe doing regular stands up, stakeholder updates, clarity in terms of documentation. Oh, I don't understand, can you provide clarity? Communication is your tool for alignment, and it is very, very, very important. So ensuring that clear documentation is provided as much as possible. This is a secret power. Clear documentation. Another soft skill number 3 is conflict resolution. Conflict resolution is very, very important. Conflicts are inevitable among teams, and your response can make or break morals. That's the truth. So it's important to step in early, to be neutral, and to focus on solutions rather than problems. Yes, I know sometimes it's always easy said and done, but I believe that having and mastering these skills ahead would help you to be very, very proactive. So I think most times we are always very reactive. Oh, I didn't know this was going to happen. But the fact that if you are very proactive, you are like 5-10 steps ahead of the game. It helps you to be able to be in charge. And having good conflict resolution skills is very important. One of the skills that technique that I've learned is to learn to listen, to clarify, and then to solve. Rather than just going around and dwelling on the problem, it's important to be able to listen clearly, reconfirm what you listen to by clarifying, ensure that we're on the same page, and then move ahead to solve. So tip number 4 is adaptability. You need to be able to adapt. The truth is, requirements change, team members leave, vendors delay, but trying as much as possible to stay agile is very, very important. To stay agile, and ensure that it keeps the team very, very, very grounded. Flexibility doesn't mean lack of structure, but it just means you have to be very responsive. You have to the truth is, you have to be very adaptable. Yes, maybe at one point you're used to, I sit down for a couple of hours, no disturbance. I can sit for 5-6 hours, no disturbance. I just work on my butt. The fact that you are working with multiple vendors, you are working with different stakeholders, there are going to be calls in between. So instead of having long hours of work, try as much as possible to break them into smaller portions, so that you can also give room for engagements, or being very flexible in quotes. And even as a working mom, this is very important, because days that you're working from home with your kids, you can't afford to just go and lock yourself in one room and say, oh, for the next 5 hours I'm not. No. You need to work a bit. For me, what works for me is I do deep work for an hour, I take a break. Deep work for another hour, I take a break. It's only in a few cases that maybe I have a meeting stretch off to maybe 2 hours, but most times I try to make sure that my meetings don't take more than 30 minutes or 1 hour. Tip number 5 is to influence without authority. The truth is that you have a couple of team members or people who don't necessarily report to you directly, but your ability to be able to influence them with vision and empathy helps to build trust and results at the end of the day. And this is very, very important. So as I wrap up, a quick recap of the 5 soft skills. So 1 is emotional intelligence, 2 is communication skills, 3 is conflict resolution, 4 is adaptability, and 5 is influence without authority. Thank you so much. Just to encourage you that whether you are leading from the front or behind the scenes, these soft skills are your superpowers. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more leadership and tech content. Comment with your biggest soft skill challenge, and share with your fellow PMs and working parents or moms in tech. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.